Fellow Funketeers, this is Sean Wallace here for the Big Old Greasy Soul Circus. This Friday, we roll into Prospect at Bistro 42, 9 p.m. Saturday night, we'll be out supporting all our friends in Musicland, and we suggest you do the same. Sunday, you just can't get enough of our big deck at Captain's Quarters, 7 p.m. So take your little blue pill and be prepared to get all lubed up this weekend, because the Groove Train will be supplying the gravy. Stay tuned to Shooting from the Lip for more Soul Circus dates.
Let's get busy.
Shooting from the Lip features views and opinions from smart, funny, serious, and not so serious people. This show is intended for a mature and not so mature audience. Enjoy the show!
What is up? Kevin Hale in the Shooting from the Lip house on this Wednesday night, July 27th, 2016. It is the Shooting Stars alongside with my partner in crime, the one and only Greg Unthank. Greg, what is up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
How are you doing? Does that sound any better?
You sound a lot better.
Good.
Yeah.
How you feeling? Been busy today, buddy. I had a hard time getting things together, man. I'm excited about the show, though.
You know, that's the real world is for most of us, from, the time the break of dawn until, as it starts setting, and then we get to do this kind of stuff to end the night, and we got a nice little show tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. A lot of old friends.
Friends.
So the best friends.
I hear you. Again, Shooting from the Lip, the Shooting Stars Wednesday night show. Kevin Hale and Greg Unthank with you. Social media, you can subscribe to our shows via iTunes and YouTube. We're also on Twitter at The Shooting Lip. My Twitter at Kevin Hale 423. Greg's is at Greg_Unthank. You can like us, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Shooting from the Lip. We also do a Monday and Friday show. You can check out the info on those shows on our Facebook pages as well. So, again, live tonight via Blog Talk Radio. Greg, before we get into our segments, first segment, a buddy of ours, Tony McElwain, will be on. And then second segment, Kevin Feller, who I've not met. I'm looking forward to hanging with him tonight. And the last segment, we'll have a friend of mine, John Fogle, come on and promote some work that he does. But to kick off the show, there was a friend of ours. Actually, you know him a little more than me. Kevin McCreary.
Yep.
There is a benefit lined up for him on September 18th at Diamond's Concert Hall. Again, it's a benefit headed up by Kevin Manning, who is is with the band Velvet Saints. Greg, share with us what the story is here with Kevin McCreary.
Well, I don't really know any more than what anybody else from Facebook. And from what I hear, he's had some issues, and we're trying to help a buddy out, and a lot of people stepped up, and I don't know a lot of the details. Just want to help out a buddy. You probably know as much of the details as I would.
Yeah. Again, it's
prostate issues. What I'm hearing.
An aggressive prostate cancer is what the fundraiser support page is. And what's crazy, check this out, Greg. Again, this was something that was created by Kevin Manning. They started a GoFundMe page. The goal of the event fundraiser is $25,000. As of one day into it, they have already exceeded $14,000.
Oh man, that's incredible.
So wow. Yeah, he's. I've met Kevin a few times. Good guy, Very nice guy.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. I've had the opportunity to play with him a few times. And every time I've played with him, it's always been fun. He's a pro, for sure. This is what he does for a living, and he travels around quite extensively, and it's he's a cool dude to play with and a great musician. So, we're hoping that this thing continues to do well. Sounds like it's doing really good. That's great news.
Yeah. So he is someone who is obviously near and dear for us, the show. And we're going to do our part to help promote the fundraiser, do our part to help it as well. And stay tuned for more details with each show as we do, counting down to the September 18th event. So let's move on into our first segment. Greg, I'd like to welcome a very, very good friend of yours. This guy is like the total package: looks, brains, talent. Tony of Kirbys Dreamland. Tony, what's up?
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
Good.
Well, you started off talking about my package right off the bat. How about that?
The total package, yeah.
Oh, I got you. How you doing, man?
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Greg. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man. How you doing, buddy?
I heard you talking about old friends. What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean that we've been around for a while. Tony,
I'm older than you, and the next guy
Tony, my
even
first
older than
friend, Kevin. I don't know if I told you the story. I probably have. We met each other on a corner one morning. I think it was a Saturday morning. We was just kind of running the neighborhood, each one of us, and bumped into each other, man.
Is that were you all pimping at the same corner? What was that corner all about?
Yeah.
we were probably about 8 years old.
Yeah.
All right. Before you're pimping,
we're probably going to Jackson's grocery store to grab some penny
Greg didn't become a pimp till he was at least 10.
Yeah, he was 10 or 11.
It was double digits. But yeah, you two do go back a long ways, because Tony, you are a Manual alum as well. Greg, all of us are. I think Tony is, correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, class of 83.
82.
Greg, 82. Oh, sorry. Greg, you were 83 or 84?
I was 84.
Yeah, I'm 85. So, by default, Tony has seniority here when it comes to the elder statesman. So, Tony, you've been.
It sounds great to say you're a Manual alum, but back then it didn't mean nearly as much.
It didn't. But no.
You didn't have to be special back then.
I call it the smoking area Manual, Tony.
The smoking area. I remember that. Yeah. Wow, that's taking us back in time. Tony, share with us. You've been playing the guitar. You've been into the music thing for what? Well over 30 years. Tell us about how things got started for you.
Well, my dad played, and I had guitars around me as long as I can remember, and I banged around on them ever since I was really little. I didn't get really serious about it until, early around 13 or something. I don't even know. We were really young. Greg delivered papers to get a drum set, and I, played, and we tried to play music together, since we were able to, and so we've been doing it our whole lives. I don't have a whole lot of memory of not being able to play guitar, and I don't really have much memory of not being Greg's friend either. So it's been a long time.
Greg, did you all hit it off from the get-go, and how did that all transpire for you, Greg?
Yeah, I'm sure we did. I remember, just hooking up with him and talking, and man, we would do all kinds of stuff. We'd play ball, pitch baseball and play football, and we've been great friends. We've had our low times also, and we've struggled through those as well, like people do, and it just builds the bond, man. We've done all kinds of shit together. I remember, man, the door, every Saturday morning I'd hear a knock on my door, and I pretty much knew it was Tony. And he was like, dude, I had a basketball goal outside. He said, let's go shoot ball. And I was like, all right. So I'd get my stuff on, and Most of the time it's just me feeding the ball to Tony so he can shoot 3-pointers because Tony's an awesome basketball player, man. I don't think I ever beat him once at 21. So we played a lot.
Did Tony have any defense to his game?
Tony's awesome.
It was all offense.
Great athlete.
Good offense.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
He can shoot 3-pointers left and right-handed. I remember that.
Oh, jeez. Now he's showing off.
You know, now it is. If you can withstand my 10 seconds of fury, you probably got me.
That's it.
That's about all. That's about all I got now.
Now, Tony, can you play guitar left-handed?
No.
No.
No,
Have you even tried it?
Well, I've picked them up at the store and stuff, and you know, I can. You know, I can't play. I mean, I can make chords and stuff, but nothing that, you know. I couldn't go out and play a gig. I'll say that.
Now, Greg, can you drum left-handed?
It's a lot easier to drum left-handed than it would be to play guitar left-handed for sure.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, I can play simple beats left-handed. It's really hard, man. You're thinking backwards, so yeah.
Cool. Now, you guys, what was the first band that you guys were you had formed together? That you two played your first, I want a paying gig.
Did we play gigs?
Yeah, as far as paying gig. Yeah.
What, we used to play Studio 7 or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
A couple times, I think. Straight 8. Straight 8.
We played in a whole lot of bands that didn't really do much before we ever really, you know, got to rolling. It seemed like we were always short a singer. And that was the thing with all the bands back then, you know. Getting the guys together to play was easy, but it seemed like nobody could ever find a singer that could actually sing. So,
or a drummer could actually drum.
Yeah, whatever. Greg's always been good, always.
I want to hear the number between the two of you. How many years are we talking music experience right here?
Oh, yeah. 60 or 70 probably.
Yeah.
Wow. Countless.
About 25. Easy.
Oh, more. Yeah. Tony, how many bands would you say you were officially associated with?
Lord, I have no idea because different bands do different things. I played in a lot of bands that really never got off the ground, or maybe I just set in, you know, some gigs with here and there. I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
But you know, Greg, we played in bands. You know, '86 was 30 years ago, so we played well before that. So that's 60 years right there. So we probably played. You know, we probably got between 60 and 70 years between us.
Yeah.
Now, Silverloop was you guys played together. Yeah, but that was your
almost 30 years ago that we were in the Pygmies together.
Oh, how much?
What? Wait a minute. What? You guys were a part of the Pygmies?
It was almost 30 years. Yeah.
I tried to get Cam to come on the show. I'm waiting for him to answer me back. So, Cam, if you're listening, answer me back.
Wait a minute. That's new. I didn't know that you guys were part of the Pygmies. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Tony made the Pygmies what they are now.
I was the second best thing that ever happened to him was getting me in the band, and the best thing that ever happened to me was getting me out of the band. So.
Oh God, here we go. This guy, if he, Greg, I'll ask you. You don't need to answer, but if you were Greg, pretend you were Tony, and I'm asking Tony this question, but Greg, you answer it.
Right.
Yeah, but be in straight shoot here, Greg.
Be careful there. Be careful with the answer, Greg.
Yeah. Tony, Greg's answering. Where do you rate yourself as far as a guitarist in the local music scene?
What Tony would say?
What? No. I know what Tony's humble. He's not going to say. He's going to give the politically correct answer. I don't want a politically correct answer. I want the TMZ answer. I want the TMZ answer. Give me. All right, Tony. I'll ask you.
Let me ask you. I'm going to answer a question with a question.
Well, here we go.
Who's the prettiest woman on earth?
Oh, I'm not married, so that's associated with anyone, so I could
subjective.
say.
Would you not say it's subjective?
Well, I mean,
so
your girl's pretty.
Everybody has something different.
Your girl's attractive. You want to do that?
Right. But my point is there is no best, or is there? You can't really rate. It's just different.
It's
different
personal
flavors,
opinion,
and everybody
man,
has their everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, and what
opinion is
beauty to one person.
Tony's best around, man, and he's one of my. And I love playing guitar, but playing in the band with Tony's playing guitar. We don't even have to think about each other. It just happens.
There's a lot of great ones, and Kevin McCreary's right up there. I heard y'all talking about him, and that really,
man,
it's really sad. Yeah, Frank told me about that last week.
Chuck Darrington told me about it, but he said he didn't know, how much of a public thing it was at that point. So I've kind of kept it under my hat as well. But I've seen the Facebook.
There's a bunch of good ones around town, man. John Hawkins and Kevin McCreary. There's just a whole bunch of them. So I'm just one of many decent
Kevin
players
just
around.
texted me and he said his internet went down. So what do you want to talk about, buddy?
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, yeah. We communicate through texting while the show's going on and stuff. So yeah, it's our show,
we
man.
can talk about. I can tell you what Kirbys up to. We're supposed to play an acoustic gig tomorrow if it doesn't rain out.
Tell us what's going on with the band and then what the boys are up to. And Tommy Miller.
Well, everybody knows what Tommy Miller's up to. He's up to no good. No, we're doing an acoustic gig at Norton Commons tomorrow, and if it rains out, we're going to move it to Friday, and then next weekend we're at New Directions. And then we're off a week, and then we go into the fair. We're doing the Bud Tent again this year.
I've seen that.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it's a fun gig, but it's an awful lot of work, isn't it?
It is, and you don't, it's harder than a bar gig, but doesn't pay even, quite as well. But, it's something you like to do. And after the fair every year, you always say, God, I'm glad that's over. And then it's about a year before you're ready to do it again. So
yeah, it's fun to see everybody that comes out. That's for sure. I miss playing it as much as as we did, man. We had some great. Now it's some of the fondest memories I have of Silver Loop when we played at the fair. So I'm sure it's the same way with her and the boys and stuff
Tommy
too.
and I were just talking a couple of weeks ago about a night we played. We played the fair with Silver Loop, and Steve McGee had a problem that involved not being able to get to a porta can, and do you remember that?
I think I vaguely do.
Best, man, he was so funny, huh?
Oh yeah, we've had some fun fair moments, that's for sure. Man, there's some hot times too. Talking about the fair, I ran in this past Saturday. I played with Spare Change out at the Millanova Winery. And it was miserable. It was miserable hot out there. We had to play outside on the patio area. Really cool place.
But
I ran into Gale.
That's their spot, isn't it, man? They really draw out there, don't they?
Man, I tell you what, it's seen Tom Mabey. I've seen him out there. And
I talked to Tom today.
It's an awesome crowd, man. But I ran into Gale. I can't remember her last name. You probably know she's the keyboard player for Hank Rose Band.
I know who she is, but I don't know her.
She was talking about
full name.
And her and I both were talking about how hard it was to get a parking spot, how they don't, help the bands. Hey, I'm with the band. No, you can't do that. You got to park way over there, all that kind of stuff. And you think that they would be more accommodating, but there's been some heinous times, man, at least what I've experienced. I think it was a lot better.
That's another problem with the fair, is they don't give you parking at the fair either. So.
Yeah, I mean, is it any better now? Or I know that when we done it, it was pretty easy, but then again, as time went on, I was sitting in with a few different bands, and then I noticed it started to be more of a problem. So
they'll give you a pass or two to get in that first slot, but usually you're in 3 or 4 cars, and if it's a Saturday night, there have been times when I've had to park over on the other side by Old Cardinal Stadium and have to walk all the way across. It's just nuts. So, yeah. But anyways, we got the fair, and then after that, it's pretty much more the same. We've got a lot of weddings and different things like that coming up.
What's the boys up to?
Yeah. Dustin and Nick and I have been practicing on our own and working up a lot of different music. Dustin's taking on a lot more vocals, and we're doing a lot more new hip-hop and stuff like that, and it's been really fun. We've got a little practice set up at the house. Nick uses electronic drums, and we got a little PA, and we're practicing quietly. And then we have a spot at my brother's with full drums and full volume, but me and Dustin and Nick have been practicing a lot, and that little quiet little setup just to go over, work up a lot of new songs, working up some piece of stuff.
That makes it great, man. You all together, like that so much. It sure helps, I know.
Well, we can get together, for 30 minutes or an hour at a time, and it's no big deal because it's right there at our house. So it's not like trying to get a band together for band rehearsal.
Yeah. Older harder it is.
I'll be like, Dustin, come down here. We're going to practice. And he just walks downstairs, so it's pretty good. But, yeah, we're working up a lot of new music. We just got tired of being stale, and we decided we needed to be able to cover more stuff when Tommy had an issue for one reason or another, to be able to cover more time. So
how many songs do you think that the band has now from when you started? What's your song list like now as far as how many tunes you all together collectively?
How many songs do we have?
Yeah.
How many songs do you
think y'all have worked up since you've been together?
We've dropped as many as we use. We still have enough on our list. We could play 3 nights in a row and never repeat a song.
It's fun to have a trick bag in it just to jump in there.
Yeah. We dump songs I don't even think we should dump myself, but stuff we're working up now. Today we worked up a Flow Rider song, and we worked up a song by Capital Cities.
Kevin's laughing at Flow Rider.
Flow Rider.
Dude, we play anything.
It's how he said it. He said it just the way it's supposed to be said.
That's how it's spelled. That's what it is.
He's a whole boy.
We know how it's spelled it, but you said it with some, with that passion.
Flow Rider.
Flow Rider. My apologies on the internet. Once again, I get to endorse AT&T. No, that's
we just
what it is.
pretended it was a personal call when you dropped out. It was just a typical personal call at that point.
Right.
Exactly. So,
man, I like the Chris Stapleton y'all worked up. That it sounds really good.
Tommy really does well.
He's really shines on that.
He's gotten to where he's really a better country singer these days. That's one of the reasons we're working up this other stuff without him. We're just he's not really as interested, and he struggles with his range, and Dustin's balls hadn't dropped yet, so he can get some of those high notes. So
hilarious.
Yeah.
Bless his heart.
He's a talented little shit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, your boys are talented, and not just. Music-wise, personality-wise, those kids got it all.
Yeah, they're so different it ain't even funny. But I'll tell you, Nick, I'll play, and Nick will literally go a matter of months without making a mistake. That's how consistent he is. Dustin's crazy talented, but
Has there been a time, Tony, when you played and you look back and you just said, I butchered that song, or you just had?
I do it every gig.
Oh God, I've had some train wrecks, man. Everybody does. All musicians do.
Yeah. You ain't trying if you don't train wreck.
The thing about it is you just have to just move on. It's just like sports. They say play the next play. It's the same thing. You just play the next note. You just can move on. But any music, that's why I don't worry about mistakes, and that's probably why I make less, is because I don't worry about it, because people do make mistakes. You just do. And, funny thing is Dustin showed me a video of one of the Jonas brothers playing guitar the other day, and how he really bricked a solo on live TV. And he was talking about how everybody was really, giving him a lot of grief over it. And we were like, dude, that people make mistakes. So I don't know why does everybody make a big deal on it. It happens. Big deal.
Yeah, I've seen that video. He struggled.
Did you? Yeah. He did, but so what? Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
People only really care.
Better we're
like
doing, right?
You care. Hey, when you look like you care is when other people care. If you really just move on like you just don't really care, nobody does.
Kevin, I've got a saying that I use, man. If I mess up, I'll polish it up. I'll polish a turd. I'm real good at polishing a turd.
There you go.
Cool. Wow. Tony, y'all you're playing. What's today? Wednesday. You're playing tomorrow night, right?
Well, if it doesn't rain us out, if it rains us out, we're going to shoot for Friday.
Okay, so it is.
We'll see what happens.
Potential.
And that's it's an acoustic band.
Okay. So it's just
we have a
three
version
guys.
of the band that's acoustic. No, Nick's playing too. Nick has this little drum set up. He uses a cajon and puts a kick drum pedal on it, and he has two little bongos as his toms, and he uses those little wicker wham rod dealios and the hi hats, and it sounds really cool. And he uses snare, and it sounds really cool. And then I play acoustic. Dustin plays bass.
You probably got my hook up on my idea, Tony.
What's that?
And that is to get a cajon for the big boys. I'm scared to get one of those regular store-bought cajones. I'd like to have one, kind of made out of 2x4s and some plywood or something I could sit on.
Nick doesn't sit on it, though. Nick uses the drum throne. That's what I'm telling you. He uses it like a kick drum.
Ah, okay.
And it sounds really cool. It really and I used just like a little PA from work, and man, it really has a cool sound. It doesn't sound like a regular drum set. It sounds really organic and really acoustic. It just really works. It was just kind of a little thing he put together. It really does. So if you get a chance, come out there and check it out.
I'd like to. I'm off for the next few weeks. I've been doing that sporadically. I like that. I'll pick up some in a few weeks or next month.
What about your thing with Johnny Edwards? Are you guys playing a lot?
Man, we just got a gig yesterday. We're going to be playing it. I think it's confirmed. I'm going to say that we may have a gig at the Belknap Festival. I think that's in August or October the 8th. It's on down the road a little bit. So
where's that at?
That's it.
Where is that?
I'm not sure. I've got to find out all the details. Yeah. But, we're just writing songs. I'm enjoying doing that with them. It's the creativity stuff is really, really neat.
Well, I really want to see that band. It's all my favorite players.
Man, it's a joy to play with. I know that. It's a thrill to play with those guys, for real.
There you go. There's another great guitar player right there, Paul McGarry. Man, he's so good.
There's so many good players. It channels through him, man. I ain't never seen it. Just comes through, man, effortless, man.
He's got tone, man.
He's a joy to watch play too. He's so into it. Yeah.
Now I want to ask you a question, Tony. A few weeks ago, Greg and I showed up at a Kirbys gig at TK's, and we were all feeling good. I took the liberty to do some live video, live streaming on Facebook, and as I'm playing it, I'm commentating, I'm making comments, and I'm having a good time, and I drop a few F-bombs, this and that, but it's all in fun, with the show. And there was someone who made a comment, and it was, they basically said they wish I would have refrained from the F-bomb so they can hear the music. And initially I thought, oh, shit, I kind of feel bad for that. And then I thought, well, wait a minute. It's a conversation I had with...
You can do anything you want.
Well, that too. But I had a conversation with a mutual friend of ours, and I'll share who he is later. But I was at a gig watching them play, and I was going to do the same thing, and he asked me not to. And I was like, well, why not? And he's like, because it would lessen... how do you put it? Basically, it would lessen the meaning for the people who did come to the gig, and it struck me as like, wow, I know what he's saying. What do you think of that? I mean, do you, now with social media? Go ahead.
You know what? I think we play every weekend, and we're playing in Louisville, Kentucky, and we're a cover band, and I think that you should drop lots of F-bombs and put us on live internet all the time, because it doesn't matter. I think it's silly.
But do you know where he's coming from as far as, rewarding? It's kind of like he was saying.
Yeah, I do, man. But we're not Kanye West. I mean, we're cover bands playing Louisville, so it don't matter.
All right. For Greg, what's your take on that, real quick?
I figure any exposure is cool. I mean, if you're going to show the band for a few seconds and show people what's going on, they see a good time going on. It is the internet, like Doug said. It don't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, I see it
a
both
live
ways.
video on the internet is not gonna take the place of coming out to a club, anyways.
Right.
It's
it's just a snapshot, man, of that night.
Yeah.
It may, if anything, it'll make people want to come out more. They're having a great time.
A commercial to go see them.
Yeah, but I have to admit, I responded back to that comment with, you could avoid my commentary if you showed up. If you show up for the next gig, you won't have to hear my commentary. Is kind of how I responded back. But yeah, I get it. I mean, you guys are, it is what it is. But I see it both ways, and so.
It's not a big deal. I mean, whatever. Everybody has their own opinion. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. But, all right.
Yeah, come out and video us and cuss a lot. I don't care.
Cuss a lot. There you go. And then some of those videos you get lucky and have a guy like Greg Unthank step in and drum some songs. A few songs.
That is awesome. He has liberty to just walk up and anytime he wants with us. That's the one drummer that Nick is just like. Greg has free reign to do anything he wants.
Let's see. Greg, carry on some conversation. Green a call or two.
Do I? Huh?
You talk privately again while I screen call.
Oh, okay. All right.
He sounded like that. He sounded like that part of Wayne's World where they were ordering food.
Wayne's World. That's perfect. This is Wayne's World without the video.
Yeah.
Without the visuals.
You guest host quite a bit on there, don't you, Greg?
Yeah, he's got me on every week now, and I find myself trying to fake like I actually know what I'm doing, and then I have to calm down and say, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just talking on the phone. So.
Well, the good thing there's a lot of great musicians around here that can. You guys, the well will never run dry as far as talent around this area.
Yeah,
so.
That's for sure, man.
I've had some ideas on some people that I thought you guys should have on as well. You should have BG on, and you should have Steve Cooley on. You should have Eric Horton on. I mean, there's a bunch of guys I don't think that have done it yet that I think should. So
I've been going down my list and contacting here and there, and I was surprised at some of the people who didn't answer me back that But, it's, like you said, there's a long list, and those are some great
Jimmy
suggestions.
V, you need to have him on.
Who's that?
Jimmy V, you need to have him on,
yeah, sure.
And you need to have John Hawkins on. But Chuck Mingus.
I'd like to get Screaming
Jeff
Jay
Crane.
and Jimmy V to come
Jeff
on
Crane?
and do some live things.
What about Jeff Crane? Did you call him?
Pig Buddy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. There's a whole bunch of them.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Check this out, Tony. As I wind down each segment with a guest, I do what we call round of shots, where they're just questions that we throw at the guest. And usually I'm the one asking the questions, but tonight we're doing it a little different. We're gonna do a little flash from the past, and we're gonna have some buddies of yours come on and ask you questions, Tony.
Okay.
This should be fun. All right. This is P-Man. Introduce yourself and share your question.
This is Paul Hare. My question for Tony McElwain. How are you doing, Tony?
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. My question for you is, when was the first time you knew absolutely, positively, without a doubt, that you were gay?
The first time I looked into your eyes, buddy. The first time. I mean, it was instantaneous. It was like a bolt of lightning shot. You gave me a softball, Paul. You can do better than that.
This is not only a question thing, it's kind of a roast too, so play along.
Absolutely.
All right, good. Paul, hold on, Paul, you're still with us. Next question up, R Man. R, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
What I want to know is, can you give me a good price on an Epiphany?
Epiphany?
Roger.
Sure. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to put on your headstone, buddy?
No, I got a legitimate question for you.
All right, go.
What's that?
So you, if you had to do it all over again and you wasn't going to play guitar, what instrument would you play, Tony?
Well, I don't know. Bass or drums, I guess. Greg and I used to spend as much time playing each other's instrument as we did our own. As a matter of fact, most of the time I was playing the drums and he was playing the guitar when we got together.
Yeah, we tore the hell out of Living After Midnight, man. We played that more than anybody.
Come on, man. I knew TNT as well.
That's right.
I really think whatever would be that you picked, you'd master it, just like you have guitar, man. You're all that, buddy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Raj.
Local guys having a good time.
Yeah. Sit tight, Raj. The next up is K-Man. K, go.
I already know who this is.
Okay. Hey, how's it going, Tony?
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I was wondering, and this kind of a serious question, because I've talked to a couple of the other guys, about doing a Sweet Cheetah reunion show sometime with the running outline and everything, man.
I talked to Greg about that the other day, and first thing I'd like to do is just get together and just jam and just hang out as buddies. And that would be a good starting point.
It's been a long time, man.
I'd definitely love to get together with you guys and hang out and make a little noise. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good time. I think everybody's doing things and very creative stuff.
Bring Buster along. Wasn't that the name of your dog?
Wow.
Yes, it was, man.
There you go. Now, you were talking about years ago. That was probably 35 years ago.
Man.
No, maybe not that long. It was a long time ago. Yeah. Me and Roger and our gorilla ants.
Yeah.
Yeah, and matching ovations. Matching ovation pipe. Remember that?
Good times. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Here's Tony. Here's a question that we had to the guest, actually your buddy, had to send via an audio file. But check this out.
There was a gig you did at a biker bar back years ago. It was on a roof, and if you would you just describe that unique dance that couple did for the band? Are you asking
Tony,
me?
do you know what he's talking about?
Yes, I do, and I know Roger does, and Kevin does, and you do too.
Really?
I don't know. Roger may not even. I don't even know. Roger may not have been up there at that time. He may have been off in some broom closet somewhere.
He may have been. Who knows?
No,
come on.
I kind of shared this story a little bit a couple weeks ago, actually. I'd like to hear your version of it.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, let's hear Tony first.
Well, yeah, I don't know how to say it cleanly. I don't know how to say it cleanly.
There is no way.
Of course, if my kids were on there to describe it, they wouldn't hesitate.
No, they would do good at it. We can move on though.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe that. But it was. I'll tell you one thing. I haven't seen anything like it before or since. So.
No, I haven't either.
So, and I've seen a whole lot. But that was
at least not publicly like that in front of everybody.
No, and it wasn't even dark.
No, that's what I mean, man. It was just kind of like, hey, look at us and what we're doing. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Oh.
It had Kevin.
Tony.
It had Kevin so flustered he couldn't even sing. He had to stop singing in the middle and just sit there and kind of laugh.
He forgot the chorus to Breaking the Chain.
So the balls of the wall.
Greg, this was like
in the veins, huh?
Are you saying all the guys on this on the call right now were part of that event?
Yes.
Pretty much all but Tony Frank.
Probably somewhere else.
Oh wow!
I was there. I remember seeing it.
I'm just busting your balls, Roger.
It was on my side. No. Yeah, I like the other time though was when Kevin started. I want to see you guys go out of control, and they all started fighting, and we started freaking out. Some kind of
rock and roll,
real serious.
Get far.
They were stabbing each other and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it was crazy.
Greg, you still have those tapes and stuff?
I may be able to find one or two.
Time,
man.
You know what I remember Kevin saying at one point? He said, "Rock and roll, shit fire." Do you remember that?
Oh man.
He's going to be on here in a little bit to defend himself.
Nothing to defend, man. That was one of probably his greatest hits. I'd be proud of that one.
We're going to rock y'all's asses.
Yeah, there you go. We're going to rock y'all's asses shit fire.
Well, I have one more. Well, actually, it was two more people calling in on the same line because I guess they were finishing up something together, but their call dropped. I'm hoping they can call in the next minute or so while we're still here. It's another couple buddies of yours, Tony. So, but share with us.
Man, you got all the people, all of my friends in the entire world. I didn't even know.
And I have my question still, Kevin.
Oh yeah, Greg. Go ahead. Ask yours, Greg.
Tony knows the answer to this, but he can share with all the millions and millions of listeners at home.
There you go.
Who was Tony and I played together? The first bass player that we ever brought in to jam with. Who was the first bass player we ever played with?
Tony Frank.
No.
No, he didn't.
Wasn't it your brother?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He didn't count. He didn't know.
Oh, he counted, man. He went out and bought a bass and learned some songs, and we were a band.
Yeah, we were for a minute, weren't we?
Yeah. Yeah. Troy Mac, he had
that. He sure did.
Troy Mac didn't he have like an SG bass or something like that?
It seemed like it. That just right there goes to show you when you need a musician, you just look around and you turn somebody into one back then.
Yeah, it's brother. Heck, I think he even sang a little bit too.
Yeah, you look around, you're like, I need a singer. Who's around me? Can you be my singer?
Well, that's how
what
Tony
he did back then, because
became a bass player.
The world was huge back then. The world didn't exist outside of, the few blocks we lived around. It's not like it is now with the internet, and the world was a whole lot bigger.
And Kevin, I just want to say, man, it's really cool you being on our show tonight. Tony and I, we're happy to have you as a guest tonight.
I was going to say it's my show.
We took over. Okay. This is a coup.
Yeah, it's a takeover. Kevin, we're hijacking. All right. I don't know where the other guys are, so we'll just we're going to wrap this up real quick before we let Paul and Roger go. Paul, give us a one-word description of Tony Mac.
Oh boy, well, outside of gay that I already used.
Let me help you.
Humble. That would be a.
Yeah.
That would be a.
Exactly. To a fault. I baited him several times tonight to break into Kanye, and he still wouldn't do it. He could have.
No, you can't get him to do it.
Yeah.
No, he's a very humble guitarist, an amazing guitarist. It's funny, me and Tony, first time I think we met, he actually came over to my house, and we had found out that our fathers, somewhere or another distantly, had played at some point, I think together, and that they had a mutual acquaintance, Donnie White, and it was funny because me and Tony, when we played, it was like a mirror of myself. It was like, oh my gosh, I mean, we play identical to one another, and then as time went on, he chose a path and I chose a path, and we still play somewhat alike, but not like it was back then. He chose a path, and he's an amazing player. But you already know that, Tony.
Well, you're a damn good player yourself, buddy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And you
I
got
the first time I met you,
I do have a good trivia question for you when you were talking about Tony Frank. What was Tony Frank's first, not his bass guitar, but his first electric guitar that he had back in the day?
Gibson Sonex.
A Gibson.
Yes,
Gibson
it was.
It was a black scratch car.
And a Sun amp.
A Sun amp.
Yep.
You nailed it.
and he got so pissed off he couldn't find a bass player. Tony he quit playing guitar and went and bought a bass and showed up at practice one day and said, "Hey, we got a bass player," and it was him.
And he stayed with it.
Yeah.
And it's kept him in work ever since, hasn't
it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Roger,
Tony's a
your one word description of Mr. Coney.
Keep it clean, Roger. Keep it clean.
I've got a bunch of them. Can I put them all together?
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
keep it clean, Roger.
I'll leave the dirty ones out, but caring. I don't want to get too silly, but he's very caring. He's genuine, and he's always been a friend. I mean, you'll never see him without a smile or something good to say. I don't think I've only seen him mad, maybe once in all the years that we've
maybe 12 dozen times.
But the one thing I do know that he doesn't get credit for is inventing the power layup. I heard you talking about basketball earlier. Tony invented that. Power warm-ups, layups.
You taught me that.
Evan Roger used to kick my ass at basketball also. He's a really good basketball player.
Roger's good.
Tony and I played.
His good. His cousin's good.
I was just kind of the guy in the middle that everybody had to run around to get to the basket.
We played together on a team, and everybody was just so serious, and Tony would do this power layup. It was hilarious.
Roger and I played on this basketball team. We patted each other on the butt a whole lot.
Yeah.
Well, it was an opportunity to you could do it in public and get away with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he's he humble's the word, but he's just a very genuine person all the way, man. And anytime you see him at the store or see him out, and when he's playing, he's very approachable. He's just a genuine person, and I've known him for a long time. I love him to death, man. Greg, all these guys are like brothers to me. We don't see each other very much, but it's when you are with them, it's like you never were away from them. So that's what I think about.
That's cool.
That, you know.
Roger, do you still remember all those jokes?
Yeah, I got all. I've got a bunch of them filed away.
Well,
Roger always kept us in stitches. You know what, Greg?
What?
I was talking the other day, and I don't mean to run us over, but I was telling Dustin and Nick about a time when it was either Bob or Roger won that we put Limburger cheese in the bowl of their mic.
Oh, that was me. I did that to Roger, man, and embarrassed him. But the thing I regret about that is I didn't wrap it up in like a piece of toilet paper or something to keep the cheese from smearing into the windscreen of the microphone, the grill. So all that cheese was embedded in those little holes and stuff in the wiring of the grill. And it probably took Roger 15 minutes to go in the bathroom and clean all that shit out, man. I felt bad about that.
Do you remember that, Roger?
I kept thinking, man, I know I took a shower.
You're like, damn, my breath's bad. It's blowing right back in my face when I sing.
He's like,
I don't know if you remember or not, though. I got you back.
Well,
I brought in the gum that turned your teeth black. Remember that? Handed out gum to everybody the next night.
Well, you know what? Roger, I was passing on a tradition that was done to me, except it was done to me on a New Year's at Jim Porter's.
By Greg Henderson.
By Greg Henderson. And,
wow.
He let me go, and I kept smelling that stink, and I was like, man, I know I washed my ass. I'm in a tuxedo, and I kept smelling it. And I went in, even during the first break, I went into the waiting room or the dressing room, and I didn't even come out because I didn't want people to smell me. And then I get back on stage, and he turns around and looks at me and with a smile and says, smell your hands. This is why we're playing. I smelled my hand. And then he said, smell your microphone. I smelled it in my microphone, and he rubbed it on my drumsticks. So,
good Lord.
I was passing that on. That was all in love.
In love, yeah. A lot of love here. It's been a lot of love tonight. All right, man.
We talked about pulling that one on Tommy soon, but I know he's not listening, so.
Yeah, he'll do it.
I'm sure it went over. I'm sure you'll do them for me.
We're fine. All right, Tony McElwain came on and killed it. We got had Paul and Roger joining us for some going back in time moments. Guys, you guys were great. Good segment. Kevin, you stay on as it's your turn to be interrogated. But guys, you have a good night. Thanks for hanging with us.
Love you guys. Talk to you later.
Yep. Take care, guys. Take care, man.
Kevin Fowler, what's up?
Yes, sir. Not too much.
Finally, it's the KFL segment. Tell us about you, man. Give us the quick down and dirty on your music history.
Oh, music history?
Well, I mean, you just in like less than a minute. Give us the quick and dirty.
Well, I started. I'm the old guy in Thunderstruck, as they like to point out. And, because I started playing back in the '70s. Played with some bands, Tricks, and of course Sweet Cheater. And then I kind of took a 20-year hiatus before I started working on this AC/DC thing with my nephew, who is our drummer, Justin Manley. And, that's basically what I've been doing since 2010. I mean,
yeah, these guys are killing it, Kevin. They're playing. They're out of town a lot now and hitting different cities. I guess you could call it like on tour in a way. Tell us what that's like. Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome, man. I mean, because I look at from the time we got Dave Moody in the band to sing, everything just started to take off. We were playing all the clubs in Louisville, playing every week, bringing in more equipment than probably anybody in town. Some of the younger guys looked at me kind of funny, but I don't know. We just kind of had a vision of what we wanted to do. We're a tribute band. If you're going to come in and see a tribute band, I wanted to walk in before we even start and realize something's about to happen.
Yeah.
And we're playing all over the place. I mean, we've been in Corpus Christi, Texas, Houston, Dallas, Lubbock, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We played this great Northern Invasion, which was up in Wisconsin, opening up for Disturbed and Ron Zombie and Shinedown and Korn, people like that.
Oh man, that's awesome! Wow.
It's really good. And we've got another one coming up in September up in Connecticut called the Rock Revolution, which would be like opening for Avenged Sevenfold, Slayer, Anthrax, Chevelle.
Wow, man, it's really blowing up for you, buddy. That's great.
It really is. I mean, and the guys in the band, it's just great. They're great guys to work with. There's no issues really. We're out on the road. We might be gone 2 days. We might be gone 5 days. So there's kind of a nice balance of being home and being out.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. This Saturday night over at the Rustic Frog, we're opening up for Jackal, which I'm a big Jackal fan. So this is
Go,
really
Kevin.
cool. I love it, man. But this is what I've always wanted to do. And
now, Kevin? Are you 100%? This is 100% dedicated to the band. You don't no other like daytime gig or job or anything.
This is all I do. This is all I do.
Okay. Well, cool. That's living the dream.
All I want to do. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's really taken off. I mean, and if I told you everything that's happened to us in the last right about 1 year,
wow,
and to be where we are, I mean, because last July, Bobby Stanford used to be our singer, and he decided to leave, and we were just really fortunate, like I said, to get Dave Moody on board with us, and so we really didn't lose too much traction there. Of course, in December, we lost our longtime guitar player, Alan Angus Wheatley.
Tragedy.
Passed was just horrible, and thank God that Caleb White had actually became friends with Alan at some point. He was kind of following the band, and he has a band called Decibel. He plays up in Indianapolis sometimes, and just happened Alan and Chris went to a show, and so Chris knew of him, and it was like we were kind of at a point where do we go on with the band or not? Because it was a real tough shot for us, and but with the blessings of his grandparents, that's the only way we do it, and they said you got to go on. So probably 2 weeks after that, we did a memorial show over at the Mercury Ballroom there in Louisville, and a couple weeks after that, we were playing Stage AE in Pittsburgh at the Pittsburgh Steelers game.
Wow.
And it's taken off from there, man. I mean,
what I really like that you all have done is when you switch singers, it was obvious that the first singer was more of a Bon Scott type singer, and then when Dave got in the band, he does more of the Brian Johnson type voice. And to see how you guys have kind of made that transition, and you didn't skip a beat. Didn't you even change the name? Wasn't it also called something else?
Yeah, we like I said, we started out as Bonfire, And
bonfire.
then we had to change it to Riff Raff because there was a bonfire out in California that contacted us about it. I don't know if we really had to, but we figured it would be best. But we thought, well, they're pretty well known, and if they're worrying about us, at that time, a little band in Louisville, Kentucky, then we must be doing something right. And so, when Dave came aboard, he thought it would be a good idea to rebrand everything and just go out new, because our whole plan was different. I mean, we were wanting to get away from the clubs and play the theaters, special events, corporate events.
Yeah, there you go.
Fairs, and that's really where we set our sights on it, and it was I won't tell you, it wasn't a little scary at first, because I was used to playing out every weekend, and right at first we were doing a few things, but we wasn't, like we was, and then it just all started piling in, and it's got no complaints, man. Like I say, I love all the guys I'm playing with. We don't have no issues, with alcohol or drugs. I mean, it's strictly business, but we have a ball. I mean, we really do.
I gotta ask this, with a band like yours that is strictly a trip band, if you will. To me, would it be safe to say there is a fine line, because you obviously, in this case, the tribute band, the tribute is to AC/DC, and I've seen the videos, I've heard you guys sound amazing. But is there, you are truly playing to a specific audience, an audience that loves AC/DC, is all about AC/DC. Is there such a fine line to where if you guys are not as close to hitting that sound, then you'll lose the audience? I mean, because to me, I would think that's much harder than being, yes, you're playing AC/DC music, and thus some people would say that's kind of like a cover band, but you got to sound just like them, right or wrong? I mean, I mean, that's something that we really, really strive to do. I mean, even with all the tones and everything we do, it's even like with the arrangements, because sometimes, we go through the live stuff, the studio stuff, and do it like they do it, Anything, as long as it's something they've done, it's fair game, as far as the versions. And, my experience with it, I've seen a lot of cover bands do AC/DC, and I've seen some do it really well, and I've seen some really do it bad. And I've seen people really like it even if it's bad. It's like I always tell everybody that AC/DC seems to be one of these bands that everybody loves them, and they don't seem to have the people that dislike them, like Motley Crue. I love Motley Crue, but you got people that love them, and you got people that hate them.
That's the exact point that I was going to bring up. If you can sound like AC/DC, you really can't go wrong, man. And one thing, Kevin Hale, I could tell you about Thunderstruck is like he was talking about, trying to sound it, as close to them or exactly like them. They also have the same type of instrument that each individual. I noticed this, Kevin, that each individual guy in the band plays. Like Kevin's got a guitar like Angus Young played. Like Malcolm Young played.
Malcolm,
yeah.
Well, it took me a while to put down my Les Paul because I'm a Gibson guy.
I know that. I know you're a Les Paul guy.
Eventually, I bought a Gretsch, and my guitar guy, Kevin Stiles, over here in Clarksville, Indiana, he took it. I said, "Look, make it look just like it," So he took and sanded the finish off and took the pickups out and added the extra hole, and it just really came out great. And it does
that contributes,
have,
man. That contributes to that sound. You know, a lot of people don't realize that, but it does.
It really did, and it opened my eyes up. Matter of fact, I went out and bought another one, had to do the same thing to it. So that's so I took two fairly new guitars and made them look like junk, but they do the trick. And same way with Caleb. He's got the SGs, and Chris playing the basses and everything, and even our drummer has a Steel Rudd signature drum set. So
is it Sonar? It's Sonar, right?
Yeah, Sonar.
Yeah, those are awesome drums.
We try to do everything we can to make if people even if people shut their eyes, and this is one of the greatest compliments.
To me, that's the extra step, man. Y'all, that's the extra step you've taken to do what you do.
No, I agree. I'm thinking you've got to have that you've got to have that sound as close to it, or I would think for the hardcore AC/DC fans that would be like but yeah, I mean, I'm watching your videos. I see the crowds you all are playing to, and and then I'm thinking like you're playing. You said opening for Jackal. I'll throw this out. If a band like Jackal would have you guys opening up for them, playing AC/DC music, heavy metal music, and sounding, damn close to AC/DC, how good is it for Jackal to have that audience, already amped for them? Because they'll be engaged, and to me that's a no-brainer for a band like Jackal or the bands you guys open up for to have an act like you guys playing for them.
Well, I mean that's what we're put in there to do, and I know the guys in Jackal, they're great guys. They're super great to their fans, and it's a dream gig for me. And what's really great, I'll just kind of throw this as a sad story. I mentioned my drummer is my nephew. Well, he's getting married that afternoon, and so his bride to be told him. She said, "Hey, you have to take this gig." So how cool is that? I told him, I said, "Man, you found the right one. If you can gig on your wedding day," I was like just blown away. But yeah, getting back to what you're saying. That's what we want to do. We got to get them amped up for Jackal. I know Jackal. I've seen them so many times. They always play AC/DC. And, my hopes are that they'll sit there and take a little listen to us. And, hey, maybe they'll let us open some other shows for us somewhere down the line. Because, that would just be cool. They're really great guys.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Kevin, this is like I did with Tony. We did with Tony. Mm-hmm. We call our little round of shots, though I'm going to give you some of my set questions instead of off the cuff that you all gave Tony. So have fun with this.
All right.
Just
all right.
Right now, if someone grabbed your iPod, music media, whatever, what would be the current song playing?
The current song?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, it'd probably be something like Shoot to Thrill. I've been listening to those guys since the 70s. I'll never get tired of it, even though I'm playing it all the time, too.
This is a side note. What's your favorite AC/DC song? Favorite song to play?
Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be.
All right. On that note, what is the one AC/DC song that you just kind of like, oh, no, I don't want to play it anymore?
Money Talks.
Money Talks, okay.
It was my ex-wife's favorite song.
Yeah. Let's get that. Let's put the past in the past. Next question. First concert you attended?
First concert I attended, man, I was like middle school. It was actually Todd Rundgren's Utopia.
Wow.
Oh,
and
wow.
That was back in the 70s, and I had a really cool sister. She would let me tag along, and she used to take me and introduce me to a lot of cool music back in the day. You know, and that was a great show. You know, I'm really kind of narrow-minded a lot of times where music is. I like that 80s metal stuff and Kiss and stuff like that. But you know, he's one of those guys that he was always different. I like him, but yeah, that was the first one.
All right. While playing, doing a gig, what would be a Kevin Eller pet peeve?
Always in tune, man. Just every chance I get, everything's got to be in tune. I mean, that just makes me crazy. You know, especially for me. But I have a few more chances than our lead guitar player has, but I'm constantly checking. You know, I can't stand it. Makes me crazy. And it's hard sometimes because we don't. I mean, we just go from one song to the next. There's very little. I mean, if you come see our show, I mean, it might be an hour and a half, 2 hours. You're going to get just about every bit of it. There's nothing much in the way of downtime. So you have to get it done.
Y'all do go down, Evan?
Dave, huh?
Do you guys do go down?
Currently, we're not, but we did in the past. I mean, we used to have about 75 songs or better. There's a few songs that we just haven't kind of got back to yet, which I hope to, because you know I used to play that all the way back in the 80s days.
Well, I think we done it together.
I'm sure we did. I'm
with
sure we did, man.
And Steve. Yeah.
I'm sure we did, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that's wild, you know, thinking about that, you know, because, you know, Ronnie and you and Steve and me, man, that was a pretty good band, actually.
Yeah. Throwing some experience on us, we'd have been really good.
Same with Sweet Cheater. I mean, you figure, you know, Tony, McElwain, and Tony Frank, yourself, me, and Roger Higdon. I mean, you know, that was probably the last thing I did, you know, before I kind of took a hiatus for a while.
Yeah.
That's a fun band.
Yeah, sure was.
All right, Kev, if you could choose one superpower, what would it be? And don't say playing the drums.
No, I don't play drums. Superpower. Well, dang. I'd just like to know. I guess I kind of know what's ahead of me. You know, as far as I'd like to see what all's coming.
See into the future.
I don't know if that's a superpower or not, but I just.
It is. That way you can alter it if you don't like it.
yeah, that's a good thing, you know. Just in case you're getting ready to go into a gig that maybe something's going to happen you don't want to or something.
Or do like that dude did in Back to the Future and get that almanac and sports almanac and put all the money on the upcoming sports events and win you a lot of money.
Well, I could buy me some more Marshall stacks then.
Yeah.
Guys already give me a hard time. I think it's a disease. They always think is I'll be like, yeah, I want to put them all up there, you know. Well, we can't tonight. Well, give me a hard way to go. But,
all right, Kev, what's your favorite phone app?
Phone app? Man, I got to tell you, I'm not the biggest guy on all this electronic stuff. So probably I really don't even have any. I'm like I said, I'm still kind of old school. I know just enough to be dangerous on most of these computers and stuff. You know.
It's all right. Plenty of time for that.
I've got the young guys that are in the band and they know all about that stuff. And I've got to put this out for them. It's going to sound silly. but I have to mention this, and it's not going to make any sense to you. But it's a code, and the band will just love this if I say it. Daddy's Fork. That's all I'm going to say. There's nothing I can tell you about or understand, but they do, and they will get a big kick out of that.
Well, I didn't understand it. What did you say?
Daddy's Fork.
Oh, Daddy's Fork.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So you can ponder that, and maybe one day you can figure it out. But I know the guys listening, they'll get a good kick out of that.
They're all rolling right now.
Yeah, it's kind of something silly. We all they kind of came up on the road, and it's just kind of carried on. So I would be remiss if I didn't say that. But no, man, like I said, everything's just rolling so good, and everybody out there is very receptive to us, and we're just having a great time.
All right, cool. Well, Kevin, share with us your all social media, how they can find you guys. I know they're on Facebook.
Yeah, we're on Facebook. We have a website. It's www.thunderstruckus.com. It's needing some work. Facebook's probably the best to go on at this time.
Gotcha.
But like I said, the other guys are better with that stuff than I am.
That's it. I hear you. All right, Kevin, man, good stuff. You got the gig coming up in Indiana. That's this weekend, right?
This Saturday night at the Rustic Frog, outside, not in the building. So in case any of the ladies are worried about it, but we'll be out there opening up for Jackal, and we got a lot of good stuff coming up. Some of it's close, a lot of it's not.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Kevin, thanks for coming and hanging with us tonight and doing the Tony segment with us as well.
Oh, I appreciate it.
It was fun talking to you, buddy, and I'll get in touch with you.
Yeah, man, it's been great talking to you too, Greg. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the invite.
Have fun Saturday, buddy. Hope the weather works out.
Man.
All right.
It's going to be a great time. Y'all should come out.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Kevin, man, thanks for hanging out.
All right. You guys have a good one. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Hey, y'all. Mike from Junction Creek Band here. I hope everyone's having an awesome week and gearing up for the weekend. Our weekend actually starts off for us on Thursday night. We'll be at a Kingfish on the Rocks patio bar, and we're hitting the stage at 7 p.m., and we are ready to light up the river. Keep your fingers crossed and hope the rain holds off. Friday night, we move over to the East End. We'll be at New Directions Bar and Grill, and we're taking the stage there at 9 p.m. And then finally on Saturday, we're taking it to the streets in Lebanon Junction for a street dance. Sponsored by City of LJ and Little Rick's. The show kicks off there at 7 p.m. So on behalf of Jamie, Phil, Greg, and Mike from Junction Creek Band, we hope to see all of our friends out there this weekend and make some new ones along the way. And just remember, if you can't make it to one of our shows, try to get out and support live and local music wherever you can. Until then, stay tuned to Shooting from the Lip, awesome supporters of live and local music.
Greg, rolling along, got to get my man John Fogle on. He's the owner of Code 3 Entertainment. He's got a very cool gig coming up this weekend. John, what's up, man?
Hey, my man, how you doing this evening?
Good. I got my man Greg with me. Also, Tiffany, you there?
I am.
Tiffany's joining us, Greg. But Greg and Tiffany with us, John. Welcome to the show.
Awesome. John, how you doing, man?
Doing great.
Hi, John.
Doing great. Hey, Tiffany, how are you?
I'm very good. Very good.
Awesome.
John, tell us about Code 3 Entertainment.
Sure. I'm a retired police officer, believe it or not, and unlike most people in my profession, I elected to get away from law enforcement and unscathed. So
good for you.
I've always enjoyed throwing events. You know, I started out on a small scale, and all my friends and colleagues said to me, man, you know, you're really good at it, and you should think about doing it after you retire. So that's how Code 3 Entertainment came about. It has a play on Code 3, which means priority. So anybody's event, whether it's a social event, a public event, private or public, it's my priority to make sure that they get the service and quality and commitment that they deserve to put on a successful event. And this particular event that we're having Friday night at Sky Bar is my own event that I'm having, because I like to have themed events during the year. And this one will be the Hotter Than July all-white party, where we're asking our guests to wear all-white summer attire.
Mm-hmm. Which is cool.
Might be sport looking good then.
I saw a picture.
Well, we're asking.
Hold on, Kevin. I was thinking that you would look really, really good in a wife beater and some tidy whitey.
Tidy white.
Anyways,
visual.
Yeah. John, share with because this is your second annual, so
yes.
obviously the first one worked well enough for you to do this again. But give us in detail what this is all about.
Okay. Basically, you're right. This is our second one. This is a bigger venue. Last year we had it at a smaller venue, and we ran out of space. So we coordinated with Saints Bar, Saints Pizza Pub in St. Matthews, and they agreed to allow us to have the event there this year in a partnership. Basically, I have two awesome DJs, DJ Brius, who has played all over Kentuckiana, including Nowhere Bar, the casino in Indiana. He actually has a gig every Saturday at Hub in Louisville on Frankfort Avenue. So he's a very high in-demand DJ. My second DJ I have is a young man that is originally from Cleveland, Ohio, who moved down when Ford transferred a lot of people around the country, and he ended up in Louisville. And he's a very successful DJ. He's more of a regional DJ. He's starting to build his clientele base in Louisville as well. And both these guys are excellent with video synchronization to the music. So what that means is not only will you hear your favorite song, you may also see the video incorporated with the song as he's mixing his medley of tunes for the evening. So it's really a nice way to kind of bring something different to the environment.
Cool. And I'll be brutally honest here. If you're promoting a gig that, you know, obviously 21 and over to attend, you also have a hot legs contest for the ladies. You should. You're going to. John, it's safe to say there's going to be a lot of beautiful women in white at this event.
You are a very smart man. Yes. I will say
all
that
attractive women.
All attractive women. I have single-handedly picked some contestants myself, so I know the quality for this hot legs contest will definitely be worth the price of admission, and it's only $10. I mean, I'm not trying to break people. That's a typical cover for most clubs in Louisville. Exactly. Yeah. And we're having, like you said, a hot legs contest. We got two awesome DJs. So I don't know where you can go and get that kind of entertainment for that value.
Mm-hmm.
John, I have a question for you.
Go ahead. Sure.
What type of music is going to be played? Is it going to be more hip-hop? Is it going to be more pop? Is it going to be more techno? Or is it going to be a nice mix for just about everybody to break it down?
I'm glad you asked. We have it slated for old school hip-hop, 80s, 90s, and now R&B. But if the
Uh-oh.
DJ gets a request for a certain song somebody wants to hear, he will definitely play it. Okay?
Awesome. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So these are
it's gonna
songs
be a
that we
good
all
time.
grew up to, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and check this out. This thing, I mean, this is, you've got, what is it, 8? It starts at 8 p.m. Friday night, and you're going till 3 a.m.
We're going to 3 a.m. because we're trying to capture, you know, I'm a little older myself. I'm not going to drop my age, but I was born in 1963, so I'm a little old. So I know some folks
I'm right there with you,
go
man.
out
You ain't
early.
that far away.
Yeah.
Well, I know some folks like to go out early and, you know, shut it down around 12 o'clock. And then you got the late crowd that likes to come out 10 o'clock or so and then stay out till 2 or 3 in the morning. So we're trying to
on that, too, because that happens, man. I see that when I'm playing out. There's two different crowds. You know, one leaves and the other one comes in, that's for sure.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So this is, that's a 7-hour window, John.
You will be surprised how many people will turn out. Like I said, you'll have the early arrivals. We'll have people there at 8 o'clock sharp, ready to go. You know, as soon as the DJs get set up and do the sound check, they're ready to go. And then, you know, of course, in that time frame, you'll have the mature crowd, okay? And then around 11 or so, you'll start having the younger crowd. But I still cater to a professional 30 and over crowd. Even though it's 21 and over, the majority of our attendees will be, you know, 30 and over. There'll be some 20-something sprinkled in. But for the most part, it's a well-behaved crowd. You know, you don't have to worry about pushing and shoving, people stepping on your shoes and all this other nonsense that happens in some places. So it'll be a very relaxed atmosphere. Everybody will have a smile on their face, and the majority of the time they'll be dancing.
There you go.
Wow.
And another thing I'm having is a red carpet photo opportunity for people to come. I got a 8-foot by 8-foot backdrop. That's my logo, and I'll have pictures taken on that on the red carpet. You know, I got professional photographers that's going to be there, so people will be able to take up to 3 different poses for only $5. So if you pay $5, you'll get 3 different poses, and you can have as many people as you want in your picture.
Man,
so that's another great deal.
Awesome, yeah. Because everybody be all dressed up, you know, to the nines. So that's a good idea.
All in white. Now you will you'll actually have everyone just show up in white. No deviation or some kind of mix. You know.
Well,
I mean,
again, I'm encouraging everybody to show up in all white, but I'm sure there'll be some people that'll show up in whatever. And I'm not going to turn people away, but I would prefer for everybody to come out to be in all white. I just had an 80s party at Sky Bar a couple of weeks ago. Just about everybody participated and dressed up in 80s attire. I had a 70s party in April. That was awesome. If you look at my Facebook page, Code 3 Entertainment, you'll see some of the videos and the images on there. And, I mean, people dressed up. I mean, I thought I walked into the 70s.
See, I
even had
platform
platform shoes. I even had platform shoes with goldfish in the heel. That's how far back I went.
Wow.
Okay, so if I show up with a white dress, with a white push-up bra, because I got to hold those suckers in. If I wore some black and white, like zebra print heels or pumps, is that a bad thing?
No, that'll work. That's something.
That'll work.
That zebra print. You can. Okay. I tell you what, me and you can go out together because I got some platform shoes with zebra print.
I've even got a date already. Okay, all right. So I'll show with my white dress with my white push-up bra, and then my big old spiked zebra heels. I love them. They're great. I was trying to figure out where I was going to wear them to.
Well, now you know.
now you know. That's cool. But besides
Kevin,
this,
what are you going to wear?
You know,
do you have a white, do you have a nice white suit like Miami Vice?
Well, back in the day, I used to start the Sonny Crockett look. I did. I was a Sonny Crockett. I had the whole Sonny Crockett wardrobe back in the 80s and early 90s.
I know you had the members only jacket and the Levi's shoes.
Yeah, that was But you know,
so you
I would
be up to date. You have to be up to date.
Yeah, I would.
John had a members only jacket in the 80s, didn't you, John?
I sure did. I'm not gonna tell a lie.
What color was it?
And everybody pulled their collars up too.
Hey, I was one of the. Okay, everybody thinks Prince was the original that broke out purple and made it cool for men. I had a purple.
Oh yeah.
Members only.
John's owning that.
Okay.
That's it, man.
We'll allow it.
Polo shirts, they pull the collars up too.
That's right.
I'm. John actually has, and I'll share, more details offline. But John has kind of hooked us up. If we are able to get out there, he'll take care of us. Tiffany and I actually have a podcast Friday night, from 10 to about this time as well. But I usually have to come down from my podcast buzz. I might throw the white on and jet over to St. Matthews for a few hours.
That sounds awesome.
Matter of fact, at 12 is when I'll probably do the hot lace contest. So you definitely want to be able to capture that.
So I got to get there. All right, Tiffany. Now
Friday night we got to get off early.
We got to get off early. Yeah. This is
no. Wait a minute.
Awesome
wait a minute.
Event.
Hot legs. Wait a minute. The hot legs contest is it male candidates or female?
No, female.
No, I'm glad you asked. And I don't discriminate. Okay, man got nice legs, but the door prizes. Well, I got to tell you about the door prizes that I've gathered for the ladies. I've gathered a free makeover by a local makeup artist that is awesome. I got a gift certificate to a spa to get any service that you want. Full service, whatever you want. I also got a free micro, and I know I'm going to screw it up, micro dermabrasion. Does that sound right? Yeah, I got a free certificate from Louisville Laser for that. So
what
I did was
my language.
Well, I'm just saying, I tried to, since it was a hot lace contest, I wanted to cater to the ladies. So I'm trying to give them some nice door prizes. Some of the items, as well as a gift certificate to Victoria's Secret. I know every lady loves that.
Wow.
Okay. The men out there, you better take your women because there is a lot at stake. Okay, John has provided a lot for these women to show up. So, men, take your women.
Yeah, and ladies, take your ladies.
Ladies, take your girlfriend.
That's hilarious. Yeah, John, is this? It sounds like you're rolling out basically foreplay for couples. They come and hang out with this vibe and this scene because it's gonna have some probably very attractive people and. You're mixing in which you do have. You do have the alcohol there. It's cash bar or whatever, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So, you're. You might be. There might be. I would say at least one couple that 9 months later will, be rewarded for that. The Friday night festivities that you laid out for them.
Anything I can do to bring two people together, I'm all about it.
There you go.
Because there's enough hate in the world. I'm all about
there
that.
Is.
So if we can bring two people together that make something wonderful happen, I'm all about it.
I hear you. All right. Now, this is the event. Now, share with us, besides after this, what's Code 3 Entertainment got lined up?
It's funny you asked. Today I just got confirmation that on August the 12th we're going to have our little black dress social party. Where we're going to advertise it at the party that, since we're having the white out, we're going to have the black out. So we're going to, advertise all the ladies wear the little black dresses. There's plenty of women that got a little black dress in the closet that they never get to wear. So, you know, come out on the 12th. It's going to be from 10 to 3. It's going to be a little different time frame because it's going to be called an after-dinner social. A lot of people are doing that now to catch the after-dinner crowd. So
that's cool.
It'll be from 10 to 3, August the 12th, same place. Great time. I'm in the process now of figuring out, you know, what kind of door prizes we're going to have and what kind of contest. We may have a dance contest with couples or something. We're going to do something to get interaction among the crowd instead of them just sitting around watching. We actually want them to interact.
Cool.
So are you doing the DJ thing at that event also?
Yeah, I was planning on having a band, but a couple of bands that I was trying to book was already booked that day. So moving forward, we're definitely going to try to go more of a live band versus a DJ. But
mix that in.
Right.
Yeah. Very cool.
All right. Can I wear my black and white? Can I wear my zebra print heels at this event as well?
Which one? The 12th or the Friday night's event? Which one are you talking about?
The one with the all black. Can I wear them? I'm going to wear them both. I'm going to wear them both nights if you said yes. Just say yes.
Yes. The main thing is I want you to wear your little black dress. I know you got a little black dress.
I got one. I do.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
Yes.
The fellas, you heard that. Every lady got a little black dress in the closet.
Everybody does. That's absolutely right. I would have to go to the store for a white one.
Yeah, and it's you know, I'll vouch for Tiffany. Tiffany is calendar material, so to see her in a white or black dress, that's, you know, I'd take you up on that, Tiff.
Awesome. Yeah, it might be on the calendar.
Yeah.
And for your listeners, if they want to stay abreast of what's going on, they can follow me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Code 3 Entertainment. I also have a group page, Code 3 Events. So I think I got about 1,300 people who follow me on the group page and then the business page. So we post everything, you know, all the current events that we got planned, and whether it's a public or private event, you know, that information will be on there as well. So just let your listeners know, I'm sure they're listening now, that we're on the scene. You got a lot of choices in Louisville with just another option. Just put us in rotation. That's all we ask. Just put us in rotation. You might be surprised.
Good deal. All right, John, man, I'll chat with you offline, but I'm going to do my best to come out and check out Friday night. So stay tuned for that.
I'll be looking for you.
All right. Thanks for hanging with us, John.
No problem.
All right.
See you,
take care,
John.
bro.
Thank you. You too.
That's an interesting.
Man, it sounds awesome, man.
Yeah.
It does sound awesome.
Yep. Everybody's gonna be looking nice, and I totally don't have anything white. You know, I got like a t-shirt.
It's just an excuse for me to go shopping.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I've got white shirts. I would have to go find, you know, a white pair of pants or something. I'd like to
see how many white pairs of pants in the city of Louisville will be in the stores after this event, because I'm saying it's probably going to be difficult to find those white pants.
Mhm. Good point.
If y'all find some light jeans, just send them my way and I'll bleach them for you. How's that?
Oh, that's an idea. Tiffany, before we jet off of this show, share with us what's going on Friday night.
Actually, let's see. Friday night we have Tom Reed, who is a contactee. He actually had one of the first cases that had scientific evidence to prove that there was something different that happened. And he's going to be talking about how it is a very memorable case for ufology. Also that night we will have Melanie Young with the Star Child skull. She will be discussing all of the trials and tribulations of the skeleton, the skull of the child or young adult that was found years and years ago that looks like it may be a hybrid being. And then we also have Kevin Titus, who will be on. They're discussing his connection with Tom Reed and ufology. So it should be a great show.
You guys are rocking the Friday night, let me tell you.
Yeah, we're really excited about all of our guests. But it'll be the first time that we've had 3 people on in one of our shows, even though you all do that fairly regularly with the Monday, Wednesday shows. So.
Actually, if you think about it, it will be our very first show, Tiff, was a 3-man band.
Done 3 guests.
No, we did. Mm-hmm. Our first one was a 3, if you remember. We had the 3 move. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Jeremy, Tommy,
Jeremy Ray,
and
Dwight.
Right.
Dwight.
Yeah, and then actually Dwight called in as well. So there was 4.
Yeah.
4 people.
4. Yeah.
So cool.
That was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Obama's hugging Hillary right now. I just wanted to throw that in.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Actually, I've had the TV off, so I haven't even watched it.
I've been watching it. I haven't listened to
All I can say is that, Greg, I saw a video of you playing.
Yes.
And you were incredible. I'm sorry. I think that we have such a freaking gem with you. It's unbelievable.
Oh, that's way too kind. It's not as impressive as it looks.
Oh, no. I mean, I saw you in person, and I think you're great. But, just hearing it sober one night is really awesome.
Well, there's plenty of opportunity. You should come out. And
when
I know you're strapped down with the kids, especially at the age of you're chilling. But
we're getting ready to
I'm always around.
For school.
Yeah, that's right, man. I got to start having to get up early myself, attending to that deal.
Greg, when's next gigs for you?
Oh man, you were going to ask that, and I'm pulling up my calendar as you speak. As I'm speaking right now. Spare Change, we're going to be back out at the winery next month.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, which winery is that? Is it the one in Bullitt County?
Yeah, the Millennium.
No.
Yeah, that was a great time.
No, it's not
Saturday
Brooks.
night.
This is the one in Mount Washington.
Yeah, this is in Mount Washington, off of 44. It's called Millennium.
Okay.
I think you're talking about Brooks Hill.
Yeah, I was. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, but it's a great crowd, really nice place, and man, it was miserably hot last Saturday night, and there was still a few hundred people there just to party and like a bunch of sweaty hogs. It was great. We're playing there August the 27th, and then on the 20th, I'm actually playing August 20th. I'm actually playing out of town up towards Cincinnati with the Beatles tribute band, the Rigby's. I sit in with them every once in a while, and it's awesome. Really fun to play with those guys. And on down the road, I got a Brian Fox gig in September, a Blue Funk gig in October, Spare Change Millionaire. So, I'm scattered around the next couple months. Thanks for asking.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.
Hey, this is Tony McStoots from the band Cystics. Cystics has the weekend off, but I will be the guest vocalist for Out of the Dark, who will be performing at Spectators Bar and Grill on New Cut Road this Friday at 9:30. Come on out and give these guys a listen.